stole one of them as well. £45,000 it was worth. I got done for it though. I went away for it. But that was for money. That's all that was.
Alright. If you're going to take one of the cars for a joyride, I wouldn't take that one.
No, that's quite a nice car. In its day.
This is where we were going along here with Grahame in the back with a young lady, and the police were behind us asking us to stop.
This brings back memories, Robin, going back there.
How high was the drop?
It's about 30 feet.
So when I landed, I tried to get up and run again, and then I went to put pressure on my foot.
No.
And it was just basically, it was just like
Wobble.
Like flip-flop. It was just bending all over the place, and I knew I couldn't run no more.
They arrested me and put me in the police car and said, "Who's that guy?" And I said, "Look, I don't know. I don't know the guy." I said, we've just come from the pub. She's met the guy, and we were just giving him a lift. And they said, "Well, why did he run off?" I said, "I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know the guy."
We've never been arrested though together. We've never been in trouble with the police together.
Well, why did you have to actually jump out?
Because I was wanted.
Okay.
At the time. I was a YP, which was a young prisoner before he was 21. While I was in there, it was someone that had raped two men and given them AIDS. And then, like the other cells was for people that had murdered children. Unfortunately, it's a horrible place to be. And they commit suicide, the young and the old. They commit suicide because they know they're going to be facing life imprisonment. And it, you know, year after year, Christmas after Christmas, birthday after birthday. It's not nice. You know, mine was a short-term way of earning some money, and it went wrong, and I got punished for it, and I've got remarried and changed my life. He doesn't know nothing about it because he's never been brought into it. So I'm not proud of it or anything. It's just the way it was.
I think it was the last time you went to prison was then I didn't see you.
I've been doing building work, and Robin's been doing cars and well, anything associated with cars basically. And I wanted basically to forget about cars because of my bad experience with getting carjacked. Well, we're probably going. I'll show you that. We'll go and visit that.
Yeah, we're going to go there.
And you've got the pictures of the crime scene.
Yeah, the appeal thing.
Yeah, the appeal for witnesses.
It's got bite marks all over.
Yeah, the dog's done that.
Don't do it. Don't do that.
What?
Don't
Mind your
do
knees.
Don't do
Mind your
don't
knees.
do that.
Mind your knees.
We didn't really see William until he was like 17. He didn't used to come out of his room.
Yes, I did.
Not much.
Not really.
What was there to
William
do outside
Hermit.
of my room?
Maybe it was like 16. He didn't really come outside. And then you literally came out.
No, he grew up, didn't he?
Oh,
He grew up, and then he's like
Dad's not
that
get
was
it.
all
No, he
his.
didn't get it.
Dad's not getting
No.
it. Dad's gone over his head. All those years spent collecting all the outfits, all the phases he went through.
Why would I keep a
So
vampire
much money.
outfit for a seven-year-old?
In junior school, I wasn't dressing up as much as I did before.
No, because people would laugh. Do you remember when the teacher came out to me and said, "Oh, Mrs. Hobbs, I need to have a word with you about William." She said, "I think I'm worried about William. He did a self-portrait, but he drew himself as a vampire."
Oh, I didn't see myself as a human,
No,
did I?
you saw yourself as a vampire.
She was probably just a Bible basher.
So
wasn't
I love it.
You did get a mention in the Sun, didn't you, or something? Just a few days after, or the day after,
Yeah.
a man being stabbed in a petrol station. But that was it, just a tiny little thing.
Yeah. Fella come up, put a knife down the side of my face, and unbeknown to me, someone got in the passenger side and was sat next to me.
I didn't know he sat next to you.
Yeah, he sat next to me, and I says, "You're not having nothing." And then I put my hand up to stop him whacking me again. He whacked me around the head twice, and then the other one stabbed me. They don't know anything, do they? They just drive in the petrol station like this fella now. Look, exactly the same. Convertible Merc. Look.
It's the same car that you had, just newer, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like that. Look, that fella driving in. Same thing. Go up to the window, put a knife in his face, and someone jumps in the passenger seat, and that's it. Done.
I was 8. I remember everything, yeah.
I just had like what got here now, black top, white shirt underneath, because I felt wet. I went like that, and it was just all covered in blood. While I was on the table, I think I had six minutes to live.
I was convinced for most of it that you were just going to die. At some point, I basically accepted that you were dead.
Spent a year hunting them.
With machetes and knives and...
Knives, hammers, everything, walking around up here. I just thought, I can't carry on like this, so I spent a year doing that. Waking up in the middle of the night, driving up to London in the Mercedes, parking it and walking around just this little bit here for ages, and then having two hours sleep, 3 hours sleep, and then going to work. So I just said, that has to stop. I'll end up hurting somebody that's not really responsible. So people say to you, why don't you drive? And they, you know what I mean, it's like in their heads I'm thinking, they think I'm a drink driver or something, that's why I don't drive no more. I just don't like going in petrol stations. You know, every time we go in a petrol station it sort of puts a, you know, like uneasy. I haven't been really happy, have I? Like a lot after them years. I make laughter, but I don't feel it all the time, if you know what I mean.
But the worst thing is, really, it's just the fact that those fuckers never, ever, ever got any kind of punishment for it.
Yeah, well.
Well, how far away is this pub? Have I ever even been to the pub with you?
I don't know. Yes, of course you have. You don't look nothing like the king. It says the king's head.
All the events in your life and your career, if you can call it that, is cars.
Yeah, I know. That's why people can't understand why I'm not interested anymore. So when you've paid your dues and you start all over again, and then something silly happens, and then it just messes all things up again.
You need to minimise the factors that affect your
No, because
chances of not being
William,
killed.
I haven't got fear. That's what it is.
I'm only 20. I've had an incredibly interesting life. Just because of him.
Not really.
Well, I mean, yes.
The people you've met and all that over the years.
It still goes back to you.
You drove me mad. Drove me mad all the time about, oh, I want to go and see a graveyard. I want to go and see a graveyard. So like Ruislip is the oldest church. So we come in here because this was the oldest church, and you was only about that big, dressed as a vampire. And we came in here and we started looking at all the gravestones.
I remember all of this.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, all the gravestones are still the same.
Yeah. Black
Why are
sun.
you looking at?
What? You're supposed to look like a vampire.
Look like a coal miner.
Oh, you look good. See?
Oh, contouring.
It was much easier when you was little.
The fuck?
It's fantastic, shut up. So now we're going to do fake blood, yes?
Yeah.
I don't know how friendly it is to get off your clothes. What do you think of that then?
It's good how shit it is.
Anyway, take off your shoes and use a little vampire.
Huh?
You got to do the little vampire thing. This is my son, the ginger vampire.
Yesterday, a customer gave me a £10 tip, and he wrote his phone number and his email on the receipt.
Yeah. Why was that then?
Because I'm gorgeous.
What, like that? It doesn't matter. He's my son, so I accept him either way. But maybe I don't understand, but you know, I'm learning to understand. But he still needs to find a nice wife.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Well, you don't know until you try, do you?
Well, why don't you go fuck a man then?
No, I don't want to.
Well, I don't want to fuck a woman.
Stop it, William. That's being crude. All right. Anyway, let's go back to being a little devil. You are. Don't run off when I'm talking to you, you little vampire.
So you go over here.
What are you doing?
I'll take that.
I'm busy with my hands.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Why are you keeping that in skip?
I'll take that.
Why are you full of your weapons? This doesn't take up much space, though,
One
does
half
it?
of the skip is full of stuff we're keeping, and the other half is the rubbish.
So what?
You get,
what is
look,
the point?
that's the rubbish that side.
No.
So if you get in this side, that makes more sense.
What side?
The rubbish side.
There shouldn't. It should all be rubbish. That's what a skip's for.
I know that, but where are we going to store it then?
I don't need to store it. That's
I'm
the
only
thing.
making a hole in the garage.
What you consider what you consider to be worth keeping is shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why I put it in there, isn't it?
How many times in the past few years have you bought a skip?
This is the third skip.
No, it's probably like the fifth.
No, it's the third one.
And every
I'm
single
doing
time it hasn't made a single bit of difference to the house.
Any more complaints?
What are you doing with the skip?
I'm going to paint it and put flowers on it. It's going to be there. It's going to be there for a long time. Oh, I nearly cut myself then. Oh, I did, a little bit.
You just got some dirty
You just chopped me with that knife,
You
didn't
just got
you?
some dirty glass on your finger. Go wash your hands and
Not
put a plaster
dirty
on it.
glass.
Yes, it is.
Got some masking
It's going to get
tape.
infected.
William, Don't think so. I'm just going to go and rinse this hand.
It's just pointless. It's not. You're not disposing of anything.
What?
You're just using it as a storage space, and then you just take it all out and put it back in the house.
Yeah, I know. What? It's all right. It's a little bird.
No, I definitely find myself at odds with him over things all the time.
I told you.
I think either of us are very normal
I
people.
don't need teeth, do I? I can eat for everything.
He's slowed down somewhat, believe it or not. If you compare his life 30 years ago to the life he has now, it's completely different. He lives in the suburbs. He has a house, and he has 2 cats and children, and his life is much safer and saner than it was before. Slice it like this, or stab it,
Look,
or
you just chopped the top of the head off on midget muggers.
I don't know how I could. Which one's sharper?
Give us it here. You're not going to muck about, are you? Oh. Oh dear.
looks really delicious actually. How are we going to clean this up?
Poor old midget mugger.
Should have done it on the
The
grass.
end of his days.
Should have done it on the grass.
There goes a midget mugger's brains.